Okay, now tell me. Now you're saying that this is an important...
It's Firk's view of San Francisco from 1849.
The what was that?
Firk's, F-I-R-K-S.
F-I-R-K-X.
And F-K-S.
K-S, okay.
Yeah. And this is one of the very earliest and most important views of San Francisco from the period, 1849.
Now, so this was something that was drawn by Henry Firk's, I see.
Everything's there.
Everything's there. Okay. Well, good. And how'd you come by this piece? What city were you in when you came by the San Francisco piece?
In San Francisco.
Oh, who would have thought?
Who would have
thought? Where in San Francisco?
I got it in an auction.
Oh, in an auction. Okay. Okay. And so I see that you want about $9,750 for it. Now, what makes it worth that kind of money?
It's rare and important.
I mean, it's really crisp looking.
It's a good impression. It does have a couple, but it's a fairly rare and important view. Now there's like 7 versions of it, and this is like the very
so
early
this is the 1849 version.
That's right.
So this would be the best one because this was right at the beginning of the gold rush, I would think.
And right when California was a state in 1849.
Sure. And I assume that San Francisco was the main place of business that related to the gold rush at the time. People came to San Francisco, they bought their stuff in San Francisco, and they left.
If you look at views from like 1852, it's really interesting because the bay fills up with all these boats. And at some point because people would like they'd sail to San Francisco, leave their boat and go off to the gold fields. So at some point there was an abundance of boats, ships.
I see.
And then they had so many they had to burn them in the bay because there were so many.
Like their Cash for Junkers program that they had.
It's just like that. Yeah. $4,000 for each one.
So they couldn't find anything better to do with the boats than just to destroy them?
Yeah, that's what happened. In about 1852, I think.
Well, you'd think they'd be able to do something with
them. If you look at some of the later views, there's more houses, but there's all these ships sitting there.
Gee, that's amazing. So they came there by the ship, and then they left it there. Then they went off. They went off to the gold country, and either got killed or wealthy.
That's right, one or the other.
And then left their ship behind. And then they burnt them. Is there a name for this episode? Because I'd like to.
There may be, but
I'd like to. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Because that's interesting to see that we have now. We have our parallels. We have our recession. They had the gold rush.
And 90% of them didn't make a dime and went home poor.
90%.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I didn't think it was near that high.
That's right. You might be right. It's probably 95%.
So it's like 10% of them made a lot of money.
That's probably right.
Yeah. Well, I think
the only one who made money was Eli Levy, whoever made the blue jeans. He's the guy who made the money.
Well, it's the people who sold the shovels, showed the shovels and blankets and things like that.
Who made money. Well, this is the independent gold hunter. Have you ever seen this?
That is a fabulous. Yes, I've seen this.
You photographed this. You did an article on it.
Well, tell me again. What
kind of ties into it, though? This is the sort of the stereotype of the independent gold hunter who goes to California to seek his fortune, and he has everything he needs to survive.
He's got his teapot,
sausages and
fish and everything.
Everything.
So how much you want for this piece here?
1850.
1850. And who did it?
It's published by Kellogg's. It's a copy of A Currier and Ives. They both are almost identical.
I see.
They both did the same version. It's actually you got a third version by a German.
I think this is my favorite thing I've seen here at this entire show.
It's a fun print.
Oh, it's a great.
You've had an art.
It's a great thing. Wonderful.